spin over a couple times in the bed and roll out the other side. It's very scientific.
You got any, I mean, I know you're not, all out hitting people, but any impression of Miller so far going against him a little bit?
Yeah, it's always hard to get a full judge of, what's going on or what he's got. But, he doesn't make many mistakes or, really mental errors. You really don't see that. He's got really good footwork, has some good sets to him. And, like I said, and we'll see as we progress. But, so far I've been impressed with him. He's done a good job.
Kyle, what about the complexity of this scheme and the differences, positioning and such, and movement compared to what you've been used to?
Well, 2 years ago, we basically, played in this defense. There's going to be some changes. Some guys are going to do some different things. As compared to last year, it's totally different. But 2 years ago, it's not so much different. I think we're going to be able to have a good mix of being able to say, okay, we've got talented guys. We're going to put them out there and just let them know what to do and say, hey, you got to block our talented guys. And then we're going to have defenses and looks where you can disguise and confuse, and I think it's a really good combination for the type of players that we have.
You guys righted a lot of the wrongs with your run defense last year. 2 years ago, in the scheme that you referenced, it was a little bit of a tougher pull. Do you feel that there were some lessons learned last year that can carry over and apply, even though the scheme's different this year?
Well, I think so. I think that what we saw last year is if we can eliminate mental errors, we can stop the run. We can do just about anything that we want to. 2 years ago, our big problem was the big play. Somebody's in the wrong position, somebody doesn't know exactly what they're doing. We gave up the big play on the ground. It really, until the last game against New England, none of it was really a slow death. Kind of a grinded out. So, hoping to eliminate those. Everybody knows where they're going, line up, because like I said, we have good enough players where we can line up and we can stop people.
Rex and Coach Thurman obviously have a pretty good track record against the run. I think they got 3 top 5 finishes in the last 4 years. So what has their approach been with you guys in the meeting rooms to this point with that specific aspect of the game?
Well, you have a lot of things, especially this time of year, because it's not an out-and-out full-on physical football right now. So really technique, hands and feet for us up front, communicating so we know where we're lining up and know where we're going down in and down out. And that's really all that you can do right now. You're working on hands and feet and technique, and then as we progress and get into training camp, that's when we'll kind of get in the grinder a little bit and kind of have some physicality to practice.
Your coach hasn't been shy about taking this defense up another notch. He believes you guys can be #1 in the league. Where does that fit in your priority list?
Well, I think if we can have a dominant defense, if we can get better than we were last year, it's only going to help the collective. It's only going to help our team win more games. It's only going to help our offense have the ball more. So, it's important that we're really, really good on defense. As far as the number, I don't know that I really have that high on my priority list, but it's been playing dominant defense, getting turnovers, creating negative plays, sacks, fumbles, interceptions, and getting our offensive ball back and winning football games.
What about the role of Manny Lawson, Kyle? It changed back to what it was 2 years ago. It looks like he'll be back on the field considerably more than he was last year. Just your thoughts about what he was able to contribute 2 years ago and maybe getting back to some of that, at that second level.
Well, Manny's a huge asset on the field because obviously what he can do playing-wise, but what he can do for younger guys and for our whole defense collectively as far as communication. He knows his job. He knows the guys around him job. He knows the reason how we're disguising, the reason we're disguising that way. So he does a lot of things for us that we're really, really going to need him for, and he's going to be a big asset for us.
Last year, obviously, you dealt with the knee thing, you fought through, and I think it was just one of those years that took a physical toll, obviously, but you managed to get through it with a Pro Bowl appearance. As you kind of have gone through this offseason and see yourself now, how does it feel, and is it refreshing now, coaching change, new scheme? What's your overall attitude about yourself?
It's good. This season this off season is the first off season I haven't had surgery in a number of years. I went through the two Achilles deals and then elbows and all that. So, I didn't have any procedures this year. Coming in with a scheme that I obviously played well in 2 years ago, with the coaching staff that we've brought in that I've known. I know guys who played for them, love playing for them. Dundee coming in, Dunbar, who recruited me and coached me at LSU. So my arrow's pointing up in all directions. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the year and everything that's in front of us.